Hello, welcome to the stream. Playing more One Piece, which means I need to actually go onto YouTube and change it. I've started streaming on YouTube again, and I've instantly called it the wrong thing, which is pretty much sums up my life. Instantly just doing the wrong thing. Let's change the name of it to One Piece TCG RP Uta. Good. If you can tell from that, we're going to be playing more Red Purple Uta. I made a couple changes to the list. If anyone was watching yesterday, they might have overheard me saying a couple of times that turn 3 plays were completely unsearchable. So basically, it was trying to go into Marco or Sabo, and because neither of them are film, you couldn't search them off Luffy or Buena Fiesta. So I've taken out 2 copies of Marco and the extra 2 copies of Azure Dragon Stamp Flowing Water, as it wasn't really helping anyway. And I've put in 2 copies of the Douglas Bullet Blocker, who I was using previously, because he is a turn 3 play who is searchable, and 2 copies of Zephyr, because he's also a turn 3 play who is searchable, but he also has the removal effect that Marco has. No counter. He's 2 more expensive, so he is more high risk, but he does allow me to out things like Borsellino, which can come up. Other than that, I've been pretty happy with the list, so I hopefully those changes do make a big difference. One of the other cards I was looking at potentially putting in, but we'll see how it goes, is Bad Manners Kit Course. Because it's a 3k counter from hand for 0 by trashing one, or a 3k counter from life because its trigger is drop someone by 3k. So it's not exactly the same as a 3k counter. It's easier to prepare for once they go, okay, that's dropped, how much don do I need to put on it? But it can come up. So I won a game yesterday by Fire Fist, activating to drop something by 4k, which I used on a Holy Jones and they just didn't have enough to swing through because they'd used their don already. Other than that, though, I've been pretty happy with the list. There's a few cards that I maybe want more or less of. Maybe swapping Law and Uta, but Uta can be very nice, so it's all just trial and error at the moment. Obviously, it's not in the TCG yet, it's only in Japan, so we're going to have to go to a Western server. And we'll, no, Eastern server, I literally said the wrong cardinal direction. It's good going from me. And we go against Nami, which I've just played like 4 games against Nami with Dressrosa, which I've also made some changes to, which I might show you, but this stream is going to be much more heavily focused on Uta. Oh boy. Oh, this is the wrong list. I tried using the list that topped and didn't like it. I'll try again. Yeah, like I said, I was playing with the list that topped. I believe it was in Japan, but I certainly was not a fan of it. Going second. So we've got turn 1, no turn 2 or 3 there, which I think is just too much that we need. Though we've got turn 1 and 2 and 4. So deploy and see if we can get... Okay, so here we've actually managed to search for our turn 3 play straight off the bat, and we had the turn 2, so that was all we actually needed. Which is the reason I wanted to make that change, just so that we can actually make sure we have full curve sometimes when we wouldn't normally have it. And we actually have another card here for ramp, which we will need to ramp to be able to play Zephyr, which is a reason that's maybe a little bit iffy with playing it, but I think it's worth it. So we're just going to deal damage. He's going to let the damage be taken, so it doesn't really matter. There's no way he's countering this because he wants that Zorojiro to be live. Then we get to play Law. So opening both Law is a bit annoying, but it is just a 4-cost blocker. It's not great when an opponent doesn't have the 7 cards in hand to be able to do much with it. And I'm going to take this. Oh, another 2k count, well, the Saga, say another 2k, literally the same card. And then bye-bye Trafalgar Law. Law and Law got rid of him. But oh well. And I will block that. Like I say, we have the 7 done this turn, although I actually think I just prefer playing Sabo here because it does just get rid of Zorajiro instantly. I don't even hate using lead ability, just make sure we can play Shanks next turn. Although, that's really annoying. What I'm actually going to do is, now I know I have a Don spare because I'm playing Sabo, is attack into Zorajiro and then use the effect to drop either. I need to trash Zephyr and yeah, drop either. Now, I doubt they counter through that, which means the Sabo can then come in and clean up his other one. It just feels pretty good when you play one card and get rid of 2 of your opponent's cards, just from attacking one with lead and then the effect. He's gone from 3 potential beaters to 0. Hey, Buena Fiesta, that's my card. And he added Ein, which he then ramps with, which, you know, has the same amount of Don as me. And now he has 3 less. Oh no, he got rid of Luffy. What will I do? I don't have the 2k counter, which is actually a little bit sad. Now, there it is. Oh, I guess we use it here. Bump. So, I think just Sabo into Law's correct. It's just swing at it. It's going to kill. Now the question is whether we go Shanks, just try and get rid of something, which I don't think actually does. So I'm going to play Buena Fiesta. Oh, both of them. It's really annoying. Okay, so we can play Law, so we have 5 Don left. But I can't use that to get rid of anything. I should have just played Shanks, really, shouldn't I? Because there's a very good chance he can just get rid of Law. Swing 10k purely because we can, and then play Law. But I think we lose here. I think they just had a bit too much to deal with, to be honest. I don't think there was too much difference they could have done, but yeah, that's drop Law, get rid of Law, swing 4 times. We have 1 card that has counter, so we'll need to draw a counter off of life to have any chance. Like, the film stuff is good though. Like, Buena Fiesta's a crazy card, Shiraiya's a good card, and Ein is interesting. I think it's actually better in decks like Law that mess around with their Don a bit more than I do. I sort of just use it to ramp and get up to 10 cost Shanks and that kind of thing. Speaking of 10 cost Shanks, typical. Okay, so what I do like is Fire Fist just gets rid of Shiraiya. And then attack into Bear. And there's a chance he just counters and no. So then we have 5 left. So we have 3 we can use. So I'm going to use them on lead. I'm actually going to have to trash Fiesta for this, but... Oh, do I? 3k. No, I only dropped by 2k, so that doesn't actually help. That's really interesting, actually. Do we care about the action then? No, I'd rather just keep Buena Fiesta. Just swing 8k into this. She's getting rid of one of these 2, yeah. Well, unless he counters, which he does. But then we do have 5 Don left to swing at Ein, I guess. He counters. Yeah, it was, they had the right cards to be able to just build up their hand, which does unfortunately happen. Wow, attacking with Fiesta for game, that's really rude. Shachi and Penguin and Raise Max. Shachi and Penguin's a dumb card. Just for Law specifically, it's just your ability costs 1 Don. Also, this card gets played. Also, 2k counter. I'm going to go to the toilet real quick, and then I'll be right back. I'm going to leave you on the Dressrosa screen while I'm gone, because... Don't worry about the name, it's an inside joke. Yeah, this is the list I'm looking at for OPO6. I think it's really fun. I'll be right back. The thing I forgot is I also left you here with my dog. She's very cute. Anyway, yeah, this deck's interesting. I really like it. Suleiman is a very underrated card. I've actually, after making the change for OPO 6, I went back to OPO 5 for it and tried to do a similar thing. It's Virgo instead of Perona because it's a 2k counter, which can be added back from Rebecca and has a relevant effect. Shishigi is just a good card. Yeah, and Suleiman is underrated as hell. Oh, and Kobe. Instead of Sai, basically. Obviously, there's one more. Oh, that's what it's meant to be, actually. It's meant to be 3 of them and 1 Cavendish. I forgot about Cavendish. I was like, there was an extra card in the other list. What was it? That's what it was. Anyway, back to Uta. Now waiting for someone to join. There we go. Queens. This game's going to be interesting. I haven't actually played against Queen before, I don't think. If I have, it's not been often. No turn 1, but that's probably the least important. We have turn 2, we have turn 3, and we have extra removal. I'll keep that. And there's turn 4 as well, which means we don't actually need to ramp for any of our turns either. Oh no, we'll need to ramp once. Chronothon von Krunzelot. Yeah, that's me. Hi, you alright? So I don't have this turn, so I don't know what I'm looking for. And they're going to swing, and I'm going to counter. You're running out of names. It's fine, you can come with more. And if you think of one, you have to write it down. Speaking of, if you're here when the stream ends, which is like 5-ish. So I'm not expecting you to be because sleep is important. But if you are, remind me to raid someone at the end of this because I keep forgetting. Thanks, Clum. We want to play Uta, so I'm just going to swing first. And I don't need to ramp this turn. It's not going to help me get rid of anything, so no need. Thank you very much. Wait, are you telling me to say? Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't see the or. I was like, I thought you were saying you'd done it. I was like, oh, thanks, Clum. Like, no, telling me to do it, which makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that is a good idea. We'll set an alarm. Okay. I've set a very appropriately named reminder. I'm just gonna. Okay. Oh, they killed Uta. That's rather rude. Because you're a kind person, that's why you're dirt. And it's actually worth doing this now. I was like, is it worth using the effect? Yeah. So we're gonna I think we just drop Uta, drop Gadatsu by 2k. And then we get to Sabo to get rid of Gadatsu because I'm much more scared of a 6k beat than I am of a 4k blocker. I can't even remember what I said, my guy. My sleep schedule is non-existent. I don't know what time I went to sleep or woke up. What did I say? Genuine question? I forgot. So saying I have notifications, I think one of them is just saying, yeah, they're both just notifications saying I went online. Ah, you're a kind person. Oh no, yeah, that I did say that, didn't I? You're so kind. In fact, you're going to help me set up my bots when I get my assets through, which should be this evening. So if you're awake again, that would be great. If not, I'll figure out how to do some basic ones and load all my assets in. I think this should be my last day of streaming without my like full overlay and stuff. Last day of using my oh, vulgar language, Plum. I'm gonna have to demod you if you keep up with that. That is your 577th message into my streams. I just realised I can see that, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, we will just counter with both of them. Yeah, you got a point. This is very family friendly, as long as you don't like your family. That's the question. I'd have to drop it by another K to mark over it. I think I just have Shanks, and that's pretty good, to be honest. I think that's kind of just the play. Kind of nice seeing them and knowing that we only need to use the ramp effect. This is a thing with this deck in particular that a lot of people, that I was doing at least. Yeah, if I could find a way to get rid of that shield mode pop-up, I would. But I don't know how, so it's staying there for a bit longer until I can put my own stuff in at least, because I haven't had any spam come in since I put it up, so it's worth it. Bam. I don't know how to disable it, it's just the fact that it's actually helpful. Possible to, like... No. Ow. Well, apparently I just got really lucky and didn't have any spam through. Either way. What was I going to say? I'm just going to counter the Marco here. I'd rather keep Law as just a block, especially considering that stockpiled hand they're starting to have. Oof. Well, they've got 7, so rip 2. Oof. Rip a Mihawk and... Oh, that's a lovely rip, actually. Gravity Blade and Mihawk. Okay. So, I can only drop these by 2k, which means I still cannot get rid of them. Wait, so I can't... Oh wait, no, I also have Otama. So yeah, I can get rid of one of these. And they have the same attack and cost, so it really doesn't matter which one. I would rather look at... I don't know, Secret Rasanji's pretty, I guess it's that. Oh wait, no, because we don't have the extra cards trash from hand. I'm being dumb, we can't do it. What we're going to do instead is simply swing and try and take game. Kind of went, huh, they are just on 1 life, aren't they? Come on, don't have 6k counter. No 6k counter. 6 cards in hand. Ooh. Ooh. Damn. That was indeed 6k counter. What did they actually use? They used... Okay, 2k, a 1k, and a 3k. Yeah. Took 4 cards from hand, though. Which is pretty cool. Is that 1? Oh, beautiful. We ain't dying here. Oh no, Shanks is... Oh, and they gained a life. How did they gain a life? Is that their effect? Oh, they can. That's rude. I'd never actually read Queen's effect. I know it was a blue-yellow leader. So that's kind of like, yeah, that's what it gets used for. Hmm. You know what I think? I'd rather lose Law. Apparently I'm losing both, but I should have left Law up. Come on, 9 cost Shanks. It wouldn't actually help me. It wouldn't actually save me now. Hmm. I think if I'd left one, the Don I put on neuter, put that on Shanks instead, I won, but I don't know what else they actually had in hand. I think they played as Mihawk, which is 1k counter, but I don't know if they drew that for turn, so... We've got Shariah, so we're going to get rid of their blocker, play Shariah, And 3 Don on lead and swing. I mean, that brings us to 8. It was like the brings got one of theirs? No. Oh, that's upsetting. That is quite sad. Yo, 10 Shanks. Shariah. Why wouldn't you swing with me, Hawk? I guess it gives me as many cards as possible. They know they can take me out this turn, so. And they're up to 2 life. Oh, so they reach their power and then Yamato. Yeah, we ain't winning this one. That's what I get for not seeing what Queen actually does. In the meantime, we've got no counter and 2 blockers. If I hadn't have used Trafalgar Law, would I have won? If I had 2 more cards in hand, I wouldn't have been able to use their power on that the first time I used it, and then I would have been able to take game. Although their last life was, that's the life they got off of their power. I don't know. I don't think it made much difference. I think I still would have done it even if I'd read their leader. Let's host instead because they ain't let me join. Pure purple Luffy. It's the boy. We have turn 1 only, and that's, like I say, the least important turn. I guess we also have turn 4, but here we have 2 and 4, 1, 2, and 4, so we can see if we can get a bullet or a Zephyr off Buena Fiesta, or just for turn. I think if we get it for turn, I don't even bother playing Fiesta. He's just a 2k counter I'd rather keep in hand. Oh, I'm being silly, I'm going first, so yeah, we will just try it. Ooh, no film target? That's sad. I don't like that at all. It's pretty low chance of that happening. Like, not being funny, we have one of the Otama in hand already. Oh, because we went first, our curves off as well. Eesh. We simply swing. Next turn we're on 5, so I actually need to trash one here. Just in case. Just in case we draw Sabo. Draw Bullet. So we can actually play them, because that is important. The only one we could draw now that would actually help us without having ramped is Marco. Or I guess we could just play Uta and then, like, attack with an extra Don, but that's kind of not what the deck's meant to do, so. I'm actually going to have to run both turns just to be able to play Whitebeard turn 4. Yeah, this deck is very much not made to go first. I think it probably could be, but that's not how I've built it. The curve doesn't work. You need more 3 costs, basically. You have to drop, what, Trafalgar Law and... Oh, they reverse ramped me. That's really rude, actually. We're taking that. Okay, we got Shariah. That's massive. Okay, we have... And that can actually rest. Well, so I'm going to have to ramp again. I think I use Shariah for it. Because 2k counter is slightly more helpful than not. Yeah, I think if you're going to play it to go first, you'd need to drop the 4-cost Uta and the 4-cost Law for some 3-cost blockers. I can't even think what 3-cost blockers there are, like Film Kobe. Because he's a trigger play himself as well as just being a 3-cost blocker. Basically, it can just be 3-cost aggro cards, but there's not as many of them like Zorro you can play. But again, that's another non-film card. You're taking out 4 film. I guess you could just play that 3 Kobe and 2 Zorai, but I'm not a fan of it at least. I should have just blocked that first attack. I could have rested the Magellan. Ew. We got reverse ramped again. Through our entire game plan, apparently. That seems to be what's going on here. Okay, we're on 7. We're going to have to go even more Don minus because we have no way of getting rid of things without KOing them. I do not like. I keep calling him Magellan. Magellan is his name. I don't like him. He's rude. Let's have a look at Fiesta, see what we can get. We can get another Shariah, so I think I go for that. And we are going to have to go Don minus 2 here, rather unfortunately. Because I can put 1 Don on. Attack. We'll not be able to ramp this turn either, so we're just straight up going Don minus. Then we've got 3 left for Shariah at least, so we shouldn't take any damage this turn. And hopefully attacks with leader first again, that'd be nice. Put Don on both and then attack with leads, that's what we want to see. Oh, look at the freaking 9 card hand, like, huh. Yeah, purple Luffy is very much purple good stuff. Which doesn't mean you get to play some really cool cards like Magellan, Queen. Okay, they didn't put Don on it, but I ain't complaining. We're actually going straight up Don minus 1 throughout that turn, now I think about it, but I still think it's worth it. Hello, Tama. Because there's nothing they can play now. I mean, they're only on 8, they can't 9-cost Kaido anyway. Ugh. Yeah. Ulting to page 1 will hurt. And blocker guy. That one's 6 Don on turn, what, 4? 5? Turn 5, I think that is around 6 Don. That ain't great. We can theoretically go for game here, is what I will say. So I'm going to put 1 on Shariah and swing a lead for 6k. Okay, we can no longer go for game. I mean, technically, I guess we can, but really not worth it. We'll swing 6k into Magellan, see if he does the thing. And go Don minus on the ones that are on the cards, because that's the less stupid thing to do. Well, that makes it really any difference, because I don't actually want to use any of these either. So yeah, we also do not win this one. If anyone looks at me playing and goes, "Why didn't you do this?" Please do message me and please put that in chat or something. Like, there's a good chance I'm making like horrific misplays, but that's rude. I do think this Magellan's just kind of screwed with the entire game plan and made me go, "Ah, right." So being off curve anyway from going first, and then Magellan to just completely throw me off when I tried to ramp out of it is kind of just a let him die. Yeah, when they've got 5 things on board and the smallest of them is 5k. Again, we can theoretically go. Oh no, they have a blocker, so we just straight up can't. I'm just going to concede that one. It's how much blocker? They have 2 counter rather 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, they have 4 2k counters and a 3k counter event. I wasn't winning that even if they didn't have the blocker, so let's see if it lets me join one now. Oh, I did. Against Kuro. I mean, we'll play it, because why not? And we have 1 and 4, so no 2 or 3, but we do have Fiesta to dig, so. I'm so used to clicking second now that I don't even look at what I've done. Like, every deck I play, I go second. It's going to be really annoying on this. Well, I guess Revo, Army, OPO6 doesn't, but. We have our turn 2. So we want to dig for. So we want to dig for turn 6. I guess I just pick up a 2k counter. Not turn 6. Turn 3. I find it very weird to be playing Alvido. I might just be completely missing something with it, but Rest 2 with East Blue, so you just might as well have as many with East Blue as possible. There's a lot of Don for that effect, though. So, do we want to ramp this turn, and is it worth ramping this turn? We've got Luffy, so that's a perfect ramp target. So, yeah, I think we do. Just in case we draw Zephyr for turn. Seems pretty good. You rip on from hand, so not bad either. We don't need to ramp twice though, so I think it's probably fine to not ramp again now. My reason being we have Newgate, so we go up to 7 for next turn, and then 9 for the turn after that. We have the ability to play Whitebid. We don't need to ramp again to get to Shanks. Ew. Yeah, good choice. I couldn't have counted out of it anyway. I'd probably just taken the damage at lead. I mean, I'm quite happy to play that, and it gives me 3 Don left to swing a lead. No need for action, like I said, we can just play Whitebeard next turn. Come on, double 2k. You know you want to. Nah, I'm going to take the damage. Kinda sad. Yeah, I'm having a weird thing with the Dressrosa deck of playing Kobe because he's and Suleiman as well because they're both and Tashigi because they're all 4k, which is really annoying. So then I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna have to attach a Don every turn to be able to keep attacking. Yeah, I can't actually use Uta's effect here either. Oh, I can use that. I mean, I can't use it to kill Gin. Yeah, we won't trigger that. I mean, alongside Fire Fist, that is get rid of a 9, but along with Fire Fist and Lead effect, that is get rid of an 11k. Which isn't bad. Like I said, I think Whitebeard next turn's just correct anyway. Well, luckily they played it before I tried ramping. Well, after yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. I need to attack to gain the extra Don, so thankfully it's done that after I've attacked with as much as I need to for that effect. Drew, oh, actually played her. See, slash nice strike. Oh, I guess it does set Arlong as active now. Interesting. Damn, between leader effect and these 3 cards, we can get rid of anything. Also, Shanks and leader effect can get rid of anything, so that's fun. I get that it's just defensive play because I can't attack with the leader this turn, but I still just think it's worth it. And I can now use Uta's effect without having to worry about not being able to play Shanks next turn. I don't know if I do play Shanks next turn, we have Newgate who, like I say, can get rid of any, well, alongside 5 can get rid of any 7k or lower. Although, I don't know if that's what I use it for. So I think, personally, I see Uta as you can play Uta as a much more purple version using things like Queen and the Guild to Sorrows and that kind of card. But I see it much more as a red deck that can use some of the purple support, like Law. You can just play that as a good card, but and Buena Fiesta as well. But the main thing is you get to play Newgate, Shanks, Azure Dragon, Fire Fist. Like you get to play a lot of just really good removal options. Bump. She blocked 2 attacks. It's pretty good. I guess he can just rest Nami and Alvida and swing again. But he could do that anyway, so. Who is that? Django. It's one of your East Blue characters with a cost of 6 or less as active. Huh. That's rather rude. Okay, so the question here is what do we want to do? I think realistically we just want to try and remove threats, so 2 Dongon Whitebeard. I then just think swings into Arlong. But I want to attack with lead first. I'm going to attack with lead into Gin, use effect to drop Django. Where does that cost? 3, so I have 4 Don. Is that right? No, I have 5 Don spare. I can potentially just Fire Fist to make sure we're getting rid of more. Okay. This is sort of a 3k. So I can't get rid of Arlong or Django, which is actually really annoying. Can if I do that. Oh, and it gets knocked out. Yeah. Doesn't do anything for that. Then we get to go attack and knock out Arlong, so that just kills both without really any issue. I'm also just tempted to play Bullet or Law. I guess Law's just either way they're going to die, so Law's probably the better choice, right? No, I'm going to need to do. I'm thinking. I'm going to need to attack, lead, use action, trashing, Shanks to drop Django by 2, so then I can Azure Dragon on Django. Which does mean there's just a good chance we die. But if we do, it's kind of just how it has to go. I don't think there's a lot I can do about it. Because they just put, what, 7 done on lead, swing, rest 2, swing again. I don't think we can stop that. Yeah, I think I just had a. I think it was that last turn they just managed to get a lot of aggression out. I think I needed to try and get rid of one of these earlier. Is he didn't actually get to attack. Yeah, they did exactly what I think they should have. So I am just going to have to take that. And then I'm on, what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6k counter, which brings me up to 11, and he's on 12. Damn. Counter with all of it, just because yeah, the hand was filthy. Okay. Just host one. It's weird. Because like I enjoy playing the deck, but I by no means think it's going to be like a meta contender, especially as just the red version, because there's probably better red decks for the same thing. They just can play more aggressively. I think, to be honest, Trafalgar Law is probably a better one because he just has removal in his leader's ability for 3k as well, rather than Uta only being. If I think if Uta's ability dropped something by 3k, the deck would be good. Genuinely, I think it's that much of a difference. For the moment your opponent puts say 5k up, and you can't. Oh no, sorry, 6k up, and you can't out it with a lot of your removal. Like you're just always. It always feels like I'm just 1k away from being able to get rid of things. I might be completely wrong. I might. I'll try and keep track of how many times it happens and see if I do think it would actually make that much of a difference. I didn't want to go against L. It's actually the same person who just quit on me as well, I'm pretty sure. No, it isn't. So they're going first, we are going second. So we have a turn 1, 3, and 4. I'm going to keep that. Try and use Luffy to search for the turn 2. Search for one of those blockers. That went about as well as it could. I'd rather search with, ooh, they're going straight in with that. I think we just take that out. We'll take another search, and we'll take another 2k counter. I'd always rather search with Luffy than Fiesta, because Fiesta is 2k counter, so I'd rather just have him in hand. I'm intrigued about that, though, that just attack. And will attack. And I don't need to ramp because we've got Sabo and Marco. Obviously, like a Gadatsu here is just gonna hurt. Like, I get that. He's just gonna take out Shiraya, which is a reason that maybe a 4 cost would have been better. Well, I can't Gadatsu now, so that's fine. And I'm on 3 life, so Kikunojo is just gonna mess me up. Well, I say just kidding. He's gonna gain an extra life, so like annoying, but it's fine. What do I want to use? I think I should use Zephyr as the. Yeah, I think that's right. Attack lead, action, Zephyr, drop Kikunojo. And then we Sabo to take out the Kiku. Ah! Simply Shirahoshi for. We'll draw 3 and then trash a Shirahoshi and a disappear. Really fun. Oh, I can kill the Shirahoshi at least. Like, that's something. And do I just want to attack? I think I just want to attack, to be honest. We might as well just swing. So Cracker, who definitely has double attack and definitely doesn't only have double attack if he has 2 more life than me because of how the card works. Okay, so they are. I assume they think this is actually a full double attack because they've gone banish and power out. So I'm just not bothered. Okay, it was a full one. That's not how that's meant to work. Unless I've just been lied to. Which would be quite sad. Yeah, I think I've just been lied to and a bit messed up because of it. Okay, let's think. We can get rid of both of these, I'm pretty sure. They're a combined 8, and I can drop them by 4, so yeah, I definitely get rid of them. I'm trying to think how much, so 6, 7, so I've got 2 on to attack. And we'll get rid of 10 Shanks, because it's really not needed. And we don't have. I don't know why I bother attacking here. I guess it rips cards from hands, right? I never know whether you should bother attacking an L in that situation, because part of me goes, why bother? He gets the life back. But it does also take a card from. Actually, does it take a card from hand? No, discard 1, so it doesn't even really do that. It's just because you can just trash whatever he drew off of life. Right, it doesn't have a trigger. I guess if it's a trigger, then he does go neg 1 on it, but the question is he playing the Russian L? The answer is probably. If not, we're playing Shanks on whatever he plays, and if it's only 1 card. This is the very much limitation of Shanks. If my opponent is playing more than 1 card on a turn, then he doesn't do a whole lot. In this situation, it's alright. And I'd rather just end there, yeah. So I just don't think he's worth attacking when he's on 1 life. Gives him more of a chance to. Yeah, we're gonna have to give him another life. That's really fun. And we can't counter out of that. $7k. Of course he gets the beige. It's very simple. That's going to happen. Then we go 7k again and watch him counter out of it, but if he does, I don't really care. Yeah. And then we're going to play a blocker. And then we're going to play a searcher and get another blocker. And then we're going to play a blocker over the searcher. And then we're going to end. 2k counter and 2 blockers could definitely be worse. Yeah, it's just TC's beige, so it's really simple. You just win. I actually feel like I've done quite well this game, I will say. And I clicked the wrong button, so I just lose because I clicked the wrong button. That's really fun. Did he have an L? Yeah, he had Russian L. It didn't. Nothing mattered. We're all good. My misclick meant nothing. He had 8. Yeah, we were fine. Well, we weren't fine, but our misplay wasn't what cost us, so I feel less bad about it. Hey, it's Uta. Got turn 1, got turn 2, got turn 4. We'll keep that. Oh, we're off curve, so we have none of that. Well, shite. We have turn 2, 3. If I ramp twice, we have turn 4 still. Do we? I need to actually check that, so we'll go up to 5. No, so no. No, we don't. No, even if we ramp twice, we don't have turn 4. Well, that's lovely. We'll take some removal. It's removal 2k counter, but we do still need to ramp. Because that at least means we can play Sabo if we draw it. Now they're going to swing and see a film card. And we'll 2k counter. Which I guess is fine. And then watch them as they go 3-drop Brook into 3-drop Nami. No, just Usopp. Damn. That's nowhere near as scary. Do I just get rid of it? Like, I've got 6, I can just play those 2. Yeah, I kind of think we do. It's not the threat that, like, Nami would be, for example. But we can play Whitebeard next turn. Sure, it's 7. Yeah, we'll go up to 9 so we can play Whitebeard. Whew. That's nice. And yeah, we got rid of the immediate threat, so we haven't taken any damage. Now I can trash Law, but they have so many cards in hand, I'd rather just take the damage and then use Law. Like I said, I'm going to Whitebeard next turn. Oh, there it is, Brook into Nami. Hello, Brook into Usopp. Okay. I'm just going to play that and then swing 7k a lead. Because why not? So I'm quite happy with the fact that next turn I can play Shariah and Law, rip 2 cards from hand, because they're on, what, 12 now? 10. Go, they're on 11, play 2, and then, yeah, that makes sense. I don't even hate just when I block with Shariah this turn, trashing the other Shariah to live. Depends what word are they swinging, I guess. If they swing the lead first, which I imagine they will, because I want to get the draw and see what else they can do. Oh, no. Play Luffy, into Brook, into Nami. No, just straight into Nami. It's still not bad, is it? 4 done for 2 5k beaters, 7 done for a 7k and a 5k who also searches. I think the thing, there's a lot of good decks coming out that can just play more than you can remove, just trying to play. They just get so much tempo. Okay. I mean, they just can't attack my leader this turn. That's fun. They tried, but yeah, it doesn't do a lot. Okay, so here's the thing. I can just Big Shanks, get rid of their Luffy, which I don't hate in the slightest. The other thing is Whitewood with 2 Don will get rid of Nami, which I do very much like. That's literally just 2 Don on him that does that. So then we have potential 4 Don for Law. I kind of want to do that immediately. Oh, we got rid of an... Oh, 2... Oh, 2 8-drop kids gone. Yeah, that's lovely. That's ridiculous, the amount of that. And then we've got 4 left, which I can either use all 4 on lead to swing up. I think, yeah, we just do that. All 4 on lead, swing up Brook. Really, we should get rid of 3 cards here. Use action, which will be... I think it's actually just Big Shanks to drop Nami by 2. And if they've got enough to counter out of this, then obviously they can. And they didn't block either. They still can block with Luffy, but I would be surprised if they did. Maybe I should have attacked with Shariah first to bait them into blocking with Luffy. I think that probably would have been a good choice, to be fair. So Shariah on field can still just survive any attack from late. Does not matter how much Don it's got on it. We have 9-drop Shanks, which I think we just win next turn, to be honest. I don't think there's a whole lot they can do. Because we've got, what, 5k, 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 6k, 10k, 10k. Okay, they did just get a second Luffy up, so that'll probably put a bit of a dampener on my plans, but depends what they cut off it as well. It's alright. Yeah, there's a lot of decks that just have a lot of... They have a card that plays another card. Or they have cards where they can... Or like a Reiju Nexo, which has a card that can cheat out something that's more expensive. So, like Revolutionary Army have Ivankov that can play 5 Ivankov that can play 4 Ivankov that can play any other Revo army except like Sabo. Do I just counter this? We're gonna block and then counter, just so we have that on 6k to make our opponent think a bit more and probably kill it, but like, I don't mind too much if they do. Okay, they're just gonna swing a lead, but that's fine. We've got Otama, it's pretty cool. Go on, swing with one of the Luffys, you know you want to. Two Otama, they do nothing. So, here's the plan. We need to, okay, realistically, 2 of our attacks are getting blocked, but that still gives us a chance. I say it still gives us a chance, they have 7 cards in hand, so it probably doesn't. I don't have any film cards in hand, which is really annoying. Well, I guess we can just, I guess we have a 3, right? I mean, I can play both Otama and Outer Luffy, that's kind of nice. Two done on Whitebeard, swing into Usopp, kill Luffy. It's kind of cool. And then the Luffy's on 7, so if we go 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, we'll go swing 8 at lead. So I imagine they just go Luffy, counter 2k. Which they did, and then we get to put 3 on other Luffy and swing a lead, so I imagine they block with Uta and sacrifice it. Or they take the damage, but I'm imagining they sacrifice it. Oh, well, they counter. Forgot they could just counter. But either way. Shariah will now die from any attack, so I think we just use it on the biggest attack we see. Which... It depends what we get off life and how much Dom they put on whether they can kill us this turn. Oh, never mind, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It still might matter, but it shouldn't matter. They have 8 Don and 4 attackers, which I have no counter in hand. I still have no counter in hand. And we have 2k counter in hand, and they have a 12k Uta to swing with. I don't think we're quite going to be able to clear that. Or they just do that. Come on, Holy Jones in hand to win. Otherwise I'm very confused. Oh, they hadn't attacked their liege yet. I'm just really dumb. Well. Try again. I don't actually think we've won one yet, so this is concerning. Ooh. Messages. Oh, looks like it's just crashed. I'm going to load back up. I'm going to go into a different version of the deck with some... Because, like, say, this hasn't been working. Like, we've just lost, like, every game we've played. I'm going to take out Shanks. So going first initially, I'm going to check what 3-cost red or purple cards there are. I mean, 4-cost I actually do like the idea of in this is Morley from Revo Army. Because he's just a, if this character has 7k or more on attack, KO one with 3k or less, so he's effectively got the same effects as Whitebeard. But 4 cost 5k and a trigger if your leader is multicolored, play him. And he still has counter. So maybe we try and just play more aggressively. Like, maybe we're just trying to be too like resource focused when realistically we should just be swinging. I think for 3 costs, like the only actual 3 cost you can put in the deck that doesn't just immediately be bad, and is also a film card, is Schneider, who's a vanilla. Yeah, or Baccarat, who's also a vanilla. Like I said, you can play a really similar build for Trafalgar Law as well, so it's not like we have to completely scrap the idea. Obviously, you want to play Uta, so... But you've already bought the Whitebeards and some of the other stuff. I mean, you've got pretty much everything except for the cards that aren't out yet. It feels like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to scrap it. Maybe some more Revolutionary Army stuff. There's a Revolutionary Army film card, which is interesting, but he's not actually that helpful. There he is. No counter, and he's a remove, drop something by 3k. Which isn't great. Maybe some more Fire Fist as well. Just, I think we're playing Limburg. He offers more removal anyway. I'm not a big fan of Stomping Water. I'm going to say that now. I do not think it's very good. It's, yes, it's removal, but you don't get any momentum back from it. It's just so defensive. We'll go with that for a second. Play a game, see how it goes. And we'll host because that makes more sense. I've been trying to play the deck for a while, and some days it seems to go really well, and other days it just really doesn't. And it might just be with the thing of whether I'm in the right frame of mind to be playing it, or I don't know. So we're still going to try going second. We don't have a turn 1, but we have a turn 2 and a turn 3, so we want to keep it. We don't actually have a blocker, which is a potential fear against Yamato, but we've got two 2k counters so we don't take any damage from this first massive swing. Assuming they go for the massive swing, but that's the correct thing to do, so yeah. And again, to just defend from a big swing, I should have attacked. I had no reason to not attack there. Probably just takes a card from hand. So we'll keep looking for now, because say I want the deck to work. It seems like it's a really fun deck. He'll watch him keep that in hand, go to 1 life, and then play Kikuno. No, not Kikunojo. 2 cost 2k counter from OPO6. Actually, don't do that. That's why we put up a blocker though. So I think we just play Sabo. It's not great for value, but we get something on board. We are just going to take a slap this turn, so oh well. And I'm not going to bother using the action. We haven't needed to ramp. I think it's the thing. It just takes too many resources to ramp, so I think I've been trying to play based off the ramp curve really strictly, and sometimes you just don't want to. You want to use it for removal more than for anything else. Apparently we're getting hit by 2 double attacks now, so that's really fun. Watch our life go from 4 to 0 in a single turn. If they only put $1 on this, they're fine, but say we're fine, we still have to use 3 cards from hand to not effectively die this turn. That's really cool. Gonna get that Zephyr go. That's the one thing I do like with the Lemberg. Like I say, he's effectively got Whitebeard's effect and has a trigger to play himself, which is really nice. So that's interesting. Like I say, with Uta attacking and using Shariah from hand, which we kind of just have to. I'm going to attack at the first one. Imagine they counter out of it. The chance we just kill the first one and then we use both cards in hand to kill the second, but oh, we don't need to use second card in hand, I'm being silly. Let's... Okay, so how much do we need? We only actually need 4 done. We have 4 more, so I'm just going to... Oh, this is really annoying, because if the attack doesn't go through on Cracker, then we need to do the other play, which means... But I can't decide to do the other play, and I have to decide to do the other play first. I think we just go for the play where we drop Shariah, because I think that's the only real option. Because we have to make the decision straight away, and if we don't make the decision, we can't play. Yeah. So, that killed that. And obviously, if they have Hody Jones, or pretty much anything with Rush, I don't know if there's any yellow Rush. There is, but they can't actually use his effect, so it doesn't matter. It's fine, we'll watch them get a trigger to just play another card from hand that's going to be, like, I don't know, extra Charlotte Cracker. I know. It was an Amari. Yeah. So I really like Limburg. He's one that I've been looking at putting in the deck for a little while. Because, like I say, he has Whitebeard's effect and a trigger to play himself, and his 4 cost. So he's an earlier game, much more aggressive option. 7 Don. Look at Hody Jones. And yeah, we don't have enough counter, so we do just die here, rather upsettingly. He's... oh, even with the counter we didn't live. Bam. He had it. It seems to be happening a lot where it's just a thing of, well, they just had the card they needed. The other thing, because the main cards we've got that you're interested in, obviously you want to play Uta, so that was the old list. You want to play Uta, so I'm wrong one again. So there's a chance it's just not worth it. But the cards that are better in the deck seem to be like Sabo. Sabo Shanks sometimes, Lindbergh and Shariah. They're not exclusives. That you can pretty much use any red leader and use those cards. Or even if you want to play a red purple leader, you can play things like Uta Blocker still. So I don't know whether it may be worth trying something like that. Like, obviously he's not very good. He's too aggressive. Oh, without effects. I didn't read the without effects. I was like, why is that bad? Why is that bad? No, it's just bad. We can have a look at budget Perona list as well. That's worth it. I think so. You can play it with Law or Luffy as well. Like, I think Law is more focused on some of the Luffy's focused on some of the more of the Don minus effects, but it's not actually the worst choice to try it. Let's go to a budget Perona list though. Let's see if such thing exists. Nope. Green. I was like, who the hell is that? Where's that from? ST12? Oh, it's actually from... oh, it's from... no, that's weird. Oh, I guess it's got Mihawk and stuff in it, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. It's the Shanks and Zoro list. Okay, let's have a look at Perona. Obviously, 4 of the Super Perona from next set it's a very good card. 4 Ryuma, a couple of Moria, 5 cost X Drake is really good. Supernova stuff in general is really good. So Bonnie, I don't know how much Bonnies are. 8 cost Kid, maybe even just like a 3 of him, but either way. Supernova and film, didn't even realise that. I guess they all are. I think that's all for the Supernova stuff. Maybe a bit more, maybe a 2k counter Chopper, is he here? No, he's not Supernova, is he? Scratchman of Pooh, I think, is the 2k counter that's usually run. Yeah, it is. So 4 of him. And then the other side is Navy, where you get to play. And so there is actually green Navy cards. Oh yeah, Rocinante as well. Pretty good. Obviously you can't use Borsellino, but he's kind of the only really expensive card in the deck, to be honest with you. I mean, Ice Age is a good one, maybe just like 2 copies. 4 Branu. 4 Virgo. 4 Tashigi, and we're going to have to drop some stuff, I think, but I mean, that's probably not far off what you'd play. You want maybe Kuzan in there as well, but like... You can play the Don Quixote package or the Supernova package. It's just a thing of which side you want to play. I quite like the Supernova package. I think Captain Kidd is a busted card, but say instead of that you can just go Don Quixote, drop those, and instead play obviously 10 drop, Baby 5. The other Baby 5 is 2k counter, and then one more card. And you can play like the 8 drop, but I don't think you need to. I mean, you need to play like Spiderweb or something if you really want to. Or Monet, something like that. This is kind of just, you play some of the names. Nope, Kobe shouldn't be in there. I didn't remember putting him in. I think I probably put him in instead of something I was actually meant to put in, like, no, Hina? There's a couple of them and then 4 of them. Probably that. Like the fact that Moria can just bring back Perona, Ryuma, Hina, and then also bring back one of the Baby 5s, Branu, just for more searching. Like, I'm not saying that's like the ideal list, but that's roughly what it is. Or Croc, which I'm not going to playtest because I lose every game with it, but that's purely because I can't play stall. I'm not capable of it. Maybe one day, but that day is not today. Every time I try playing this list, I just get bodied. I'm like, yeah, not happening. Let's go back to Uta. It's weird. I feel like we get to a point where we're having like pretty good luck with it, and then just change something, it seems to stop working. It might just be it's that one. Maybe we're just trying a bit too hard to change things that don't necessarily need changing. Yeah. Like I say, we're playing this as a red deck with some purple support, which I don't think is a particularly bad choice, but and I feel like I'm thinking about that. And I think Uta's effect is a red purple effect definitely because it's the add a Don and then give something minus 2k. It's just the trashing a film type for it means that. I mean, so here's another list that this is one that topped, where for removal they've got Kuma and Azure Dragon, and they're playing Gaspard because he's just off 6 cost 8k. But the rest of what they're playing are pretty generic ramp effects, where they just know they're basically using this for the ramp rather than the attack drop, whereas we're using it for the attack drop. This list uses it for ramp. So they're also playing Ayn because she's also ramp. Whether you summon her or you trash her off Uta, she gives you ramp. I think maybe there is like a middle ground though, where maybe we mess around with some more of the Don minus effects and maybe keep both Guild to Soros in the list because I do think they're really good cards. Maybe even as a going first list. I think I'm just going to go like completely back to scratch. Film cards. We're gonna want. If we're just going for this list, we're gonna want Ein. We're gonna want Fiesta. We're gonna want both Tesoros. And then I'm not sure as much for red stuff. I feel like this list is not going to be getting to 10 Don, so 10 drop Shanks is less helpful. Shirai is crazy, we still play that. She should not be in there. What did I click on by accident? What did I not put in? Fiesta both Tesauros. Ein, apparently. Don't know how I've managed that. They are not even near each other. So I think in terms of film stuff, maybe that might be all you actually need to play. And it gives you, if you're going first, you go 1, 3, 5, so you're hitting Tesoro. And if you're going second, you've got 2, 4, then 6 where you're hitting Tesoro. You want to play the Uta blocker, so we'll leave that in because it's, like I said, I think it's a really good card, but maybe just at 2 for now. So we'll put it in at 4 again. And then let's just have a look at some other good purple cards. I mean, to be honest, even if we're wanting to ramp, you need to play the 5-drop. Literally, on play ramp, 5 cost 6k. I'm not saying it's the right choice. I think the whole idea of it is using the leader's ramp effect for the ramp and then using other sort of just generic good Don minus effects. I mean, Magellan, we saw how good he was against us earlier. The fact that he just goes on play Don -1, your opponent goes Don -1. If your opponent gets rid of this, they go Don -2. He's just a really good card. He's another 5 cost, so we're hitting him turn 3 going first. If we're playing that, we're going to need some more 3 costs for blocker and maybe even some more 1 costs. I don't know what other 1 costs there are that are actually good. I actually think they were playing Gordon. Is he a 1 cost? Doesn't look like it. I might be blind though. This Gordon is, but the 2k counter one isn't. I mean, we can still play Otama, but we're not really playing as much removal. I guess we do still want to play some of the removal though, don't we? That's kind of the idea of the deck. I mean, Sabo I still think's crazy. I think in this list he's like a mandatory 4-off, because he is your turn 4 play, assuming the Don minus is going to make it awkward. So I think it's the thing of trying to say what turn 1, 2, 3. Realize I think I focus too much on curve, and purple decks don't curve; they wiggle, I guess. You can still play maybe Kuma. What's the other red guy? Limburg, and then you could even play something like Bello Betty as a searcher. It's not necessarily a great idea, but we're already playing a few of the cards, so you could sort of do like a weird hybrid of it. Yeah, that's true. Newgate's good. It's just whether we hit him. I mean, I think 2 copies are still fine. Like you can't brick on 2 copies really. And then I kind of like this as actually like a Revolutionary Army package. Like that's interesting. And that means that Sabo's searchable. Maybe we play Koala? No, Koala's awful. What am I talking about? I was looking at something like, oh, it's 2k counter, and it's an on-play drop 3. No, if your leader's Revolutionary Army, it's a drop 3. They should have another 2k counter. They really should. I don't know why they don't. It's very confusing to me. Like, I get they're an aggro deck, so counter isn't like their main thing, but why? Why can't they? I mean, I guess so. You can also play Raise Max because he is film and Revolutionary Army. He just doesn't seem very good to me. None of these are film, are they? No. And maybe if we're doing this Zorajuro, just for more ramp to try and keep our Don right. Even just 2 of them. Let's give it a go. It's essentially a going first list, which, like I say, has not been the goal, but let's try it. I mean, that's pretty good. We've got turn 1, 2, and 3 there. We'll take a 9. So next time we get to play Shariah and attack. We might just trash Ein, but I don't think so. Actually, I don't think we need to. Oh, the added Murakamo. I don't like this card. It's I'm trying to remember the guy's name now. That gone. Jeez, we've got 3 of the Guild Tesoro when attacking Don minus draw 2. So that's kind of fun. No counter in hand. Yeah, that's iffy, isn't it? If they have a way to drop, oh, I'm being dumb. They have Murakamo. They can literally, if they attack, we have to block it. It doesn't matter what they attack with. Because if they literally go attack, drop Shariah by 1, then they just Murakamo and get rid of both of our cards. So blocking is just definitely worth it, because otherwise they get rid of him without even trying. Well, they can Eruption. Oh no, they just use the effect. Yeah. I think that's what I was saying that was going to happen. So now Murakamo is just pointless for them. And then we're gonna got 5, so we are just going to attack, and we're gonna Don minus 1, getting rid of Uta. And no, drop that. It doesn't really matter. And then we can play him, which they probably get rid of. This is a freaking Navy matchup, so there's other one that is going to be a pain to play against. It is this. Hey, look, he's a 3 cost. And they attack, and he's a 2 cost. And they Murakamo, and he's gone. No, they're just going to Lucci. That works. I guess the body as well. Seven left. We'll do that and ramp for 1. And then we can. Because we can go 3 attacking. No, attack lead. And then get rid of one of the Tesoro. Drop that, because why not? So we're on 10 now, so that's nice, but I don't think it matters at this point. It's Navy, like, it happens. Yeah, we won with that Borsellino, Houndblaze, Hina. Even if they didn't already have them, they were gonna get them, so. Okay, Perona matchup. That's maybe something we can do. And I need to remember to go first. Turn 1, no turn 2. I think he's also non-counter. We might have too much non-counter in this list. We'll take this one. So next time we get to play. Yeah. Yeah, possibly. I might go back to it. I mean, to be fair, I don't hate the Revolutionary Army little engine thing. That's potentially just a fun thing, because it means that you get to play Kuma, which is destruction anyway, and Sabo, who we were already playing at 4, and it just means you are playing a Searcher and something else. Yeah. They either Guild Tesoro to our back or the Guild Tesoro draw 2. Either one. I think I quite like this one because it's the on attack that he does it. So it's potentially multiple times your opponent has to get rid of it, which, when you're getting rid of their stuff, makes it a bit easier for you. Do we want to ramp here? I don't mind that much, if I'm honest. So now they can I was going to say they're going to attack my lead. They're just going to use Perona, rest Sorajiro, and swing into him. Never mind, they're not even going to swing. They're just going to do that. Perona matchup's weird. Like, that is kind of just the thing, like. So instead, let's try and throw him off by playing Magellan, because I do like Magellan. It's just a very good card. Maybe 2 Luffy for 2 Betty. I don't hate it. There's something there. They will have a look. That's going to be the main thing, is just looking and seeing what we can do. I think Sabo and Kuma are both really good cards, and having Kuma might help with the curve issue as well, of like, instead, but I think becoming a bit, I'm trying to think, where we're playing on curve so much, it means that we are a bit telegraphed on what we're doing. So having something else who gets rid of like a 2k, like it means that if your opponent's playing anything that's for 4k or less, you can just get rid of it. Yeah, maybe 5. I mean, we're playing the 5-drop Marco now, so if it, like, it shows that 5 cost does work in the deck, and I was just being massively paranoid about it for some reason. So we can even just swap out the Marco. Like, if we're bringing in Kuma, I don't think we need Marco. Well, we're killing Ryuma next turn, so that's cool. Jesus. Well, we can get rid of an Uta from Uta's ability. Damn, the version of the deck where we don't have Zephyr. Let's think. So that's on 6, so I just want to go up to 7 anyway. Swing, action, drop an Uta, drop him by 2k. You got a trigger? Oh, I don't have enough Don left because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I'm just conceding that one. That's Go back to this one, and like I say, I don't think we need Marco. And I think 3 Shanks is probably fun as well. I think we're seeing him a little bit too much in some games, and I guess not enough in others, but I think Kuma's a 4 of is just crazy. Has the trigger to play itself, which does just offer a lot just from having it there. It's just what other cards would want to play, because I'm kind of looking like having search just for these two. Like if you have a search engine, like a pure search engine in the deck, you want to have a 2k counter to search. And the fact that Koala has no effect in the deck because they freaking limited it to Revolutionary Army for some weird reason. I'm actually reading about that, because if that wasn't Revolutionary Army, that would be a 4 of in the deck. I don't think it'd be a 4 of in every year deck, it's just this one would be really good, but they've limited it to Revolutionary Army, and I just do not understand why. So, I'm not too bothered about Zephyr. He was a cool idea, but I just don't really like him. I say, dropping Luffy feels weird because he is just a film card. Oh yeah, I forget Search is Fire Fist as well. Yeah, and Limburg. I forgot about Limburg. Yeah, that's kind of crazy then. That's 4 different targets. Maybe 3 of it. And do we drop Bullet back out of the list and just try and focus on spamming the board a bit more? But I think at the moment we're having it quite often. We're only putting 1 thing up. 2. Yeah, 2's fine. We're having a lot where we're just trying to put we're trying to have one big guy like Shanks or Whitebeard, and we're just trying to put that up, or even Sabo. Whereas I think maybe just having some other cards where we can put more than 1 down, like for the 4 cost, we get to turn 8, we can put down Lindbergh and Uta. I mean, I'd like to put Law back in. I think the card's crazy. He's purple. And then we'll drop. Do we drop Luffy and then play a 1 of something else, like another 4 cost? Or well, we said about putting the. I mean, I don't hate even some of the, like, Paulie's quite nice. And it's only if you've 8 or more done in play. There's so many good options, especially from purple for 4 and 5 drops. I feel like we've just not been playing enough of them. We've been playing the 10 blockers, which I do quite like. I think they're all really good cards. To be honest, the one I'm iffiest on is Uta. Because a lot of time, but even then, a lot of time I'm discarding it for effect, but that's not a bad thing. It has, like, the leader effect being able to get off is nice. Yeah. And again, maybe just 2 of him. And we'll have to drop 1 more card to fit that. Maybe 1 Lindbergh. I mean, I don't hate it. So, say, a much more film Revolutionary Army, which is interesting. Otoma's just still a dumb card. Like I say, if Koala was not limited to, and this is my point, it's a 1 cost with the same effect as Koala, except Koala reduces by 1k more and costs 1 more. They were like, no, Koala can only be used in Revolutionary Army. Why? Is it just because you can't play both of them? I don't get it. Or our 2k counters now as well, by the way. Shiki, Fiesta, Otama. That's one thing, this guy can't add Otama back. So do we continue? Oh, and Saga as well. Okay, to be fair, we've got 16 2k counters. Which, yeah, that's probably fine. Let's give it a go. So many lobbies. Interesting. He's going to be playing a lot of cheap stuff, so that now. I think the issue with some decks like Navy get around it because they just got so many good cards, and the leader effect of just trash 1, draw 1. I think a lot of decks that are trying to run removal, especially cost-based removal, are either going to run too much cost reduction or too much removal. They're never going to see the right ratios, and that can just be very annoying. I'm on the wrong list. Okay. Okay, we are against the same one that I just quit against, but I'm kind of fine with that. And we've got turn 2, we've got turn 3, we've got some other cards, 2k counters. Yeah. Okay, if they haven't played anything, I don't really care about playing Kuma yet. Like, I know it's the thing we've been saying about of like value versus tempo, but I don't think he offers much tempo either. Nope. They're just going to quit. That's really helpful. I do want to go second. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. We've got the Revolutionary Army Searcher, which means we probably do have our. So we've got turn 1, 2. There's a good chance we find a turn 3 here. Yeah. Okay, so this is interesting. Like, this is the kind of one that Kuma is just going to help with. Like, some people are still just playing smaller blockers because they're blockers, they're good. Or things like Manchery against black decks, or Rebecca against black decks. Just having something you just go, get rid. Like, or the. Actually, thinking about it, the green searches as well, the ones that are all like 0 power rest to search for 1 Don, like every turn. Yeah, I like Kuma, especially the fact that he's a trigger, so he does just offer you tempo in that you don't even need to like have him in hand or play him. You can just go, oh, I got damage, now I have a card on field, sweet. That's why I'm also intrigued with Kobe, but where he's a small blocker that doesn't really do a lot. We've got 10 blockers already. I think a lot of these games as well, I think they start well for us. We don't have enough aggression to actually finish them out. I mean, there's Kuma. If I just swing at lead, literally just swing at lead 5k, they counter it, right? They don't. I mean, they might just block it, but like, things, worst case, they block it, and I go, okay, I got rid of it anyway. Through nothing. Literally just by going, I'll attack. which still just gives us tempo, because it means that I can then play a 4-cost instead of either Saga or Shariah. Yeah, they did do the thing I wanted them to do, though, so bye-bye. Then we've got 2 left, which I guess I maybe should just put more Don on lead. I didn't put any Don on lead, did I? I'm being dumb. I maybe should just put 2 on it, but then they probably did block it, because then it feels like it's worth it. So I do like this like Revolutionary Army theme in the deck, though. Like, I play Revo Army, so it's like I know the deck pretty well. And I think Sabo's a crazy card in Uta. I don't actually think it's any good in Revolutionary Army, personally. Not searchable off, not searchable, sorry. Can't be summoned by Ivankov. Even next deck can't be summoned by the new Ivankov. Which is fair, it's a busted card, but it's just slightly too expensive for a Revolutionary Army. They put, like, everything they play is like the most expensive card in my deck at the moment is a 4-cost. I mean, against Sabo kills. That's absolutely fine, and then we've got 1 left to just put on lead. I'm liking, yeah, I am liking this Revolutionary Army thing, though, because like the bodies aren't big, but we are just putting up bodies, and I can later in the game just put 3 Don on them and start swinging. Oh, they got rid of Sabo, but that was, again, this is my point with this card. They got rid of Sabo. They spent their entire turn to get rid of 1 Sabo, and now I can go. I can either play the Sabo, but I don't even think I need to. I can play Lindbergh, Shariah. I should have attacked first, but oh well. I don't need to ramp because I'm on 9 already. Don't be something that gets rid of my cards, please. Okay, never punished. Ooh, ooh. Sanji. That's made me feel slightly sick. Yeah, they got rid of Lindbergh. I mean, I guess he's on bottom, but still. I think that's the wrong choice, personally. Um, Again, just 2 Don on leader attack. Don't get me wrong, I like this. That's 2 Revolutionary Army cards that have just been good. Which I do get in Revolutionary Army, that might be the right choice, but I don't know. Savage doesn't really work in the deck. I think with this one being able to ramp up to it means that you can still play all your aggro cards, but you also have that one big finisher. I'm not sure if I can out Sanji without specific. Oh, actually, just put me to the bottom of hell. Like, how do I deal with that? Like, I get it's for Queen's, like, Queen's whole thing is like have a character who costs 8 or more to then do stuff, but like, come on, that's unnecessarily rude. Okay, I mean, we've got 3 2K counters in hand, so we're not dead anytime soon. Let's think. So, like I said, I can just put 2 Don on these guys and start swinging at lead. I'm actually going to go 3. Oh, I did need 3. I'm saying I needed 2, I needed 3 anyway. Glad I didn't try 2, I would have felt like a right idiot. You can do that. And then do I just play Uta just to block one incoming attack? I don't know how much I care, like I've got 5 life. Yeah, they can attack 4 times, but they can't kill me. Yeah, we'll play it. It's fine. And again, I should have attacked first with lead, but oh well. This is another one though. Like, if my opponent's putting 1 card up, 1 or 2 cards up, if they're not massive, I'm fine. And I think this is the issue the deck has: is when it gets to later game and your opponent can play big cards, you can't out them. Especially if they have things like Sanji or um, even Impel Down, like the blue Ivankov into blue Luffy. If they have things that are big and they can play more than one of them, film. Let's say a green film is one of the worst matchups for this, for the very simple reason that they can go, oh, you played, you have removal to remove one thing that's like 6k. Okay, I'll play a thing that's 7k, and then that will play something that's 5k, and then that will play something that's 5k. You don't need to get rid of 3 things. And I just don't think the removal, especially attack-based removal, is necessarily at the level it needs to be for that. I mean, screw you, firstly. We're keeping whatever the hell we feel like alive. Shirai is now on 10k. Like, we get a lot of early game tempo, but we can't keep up with it because we don't have big things that can play more big things. Like, even if we had Shanks here, it kills one of them. They still have a threat on board. Again, no, we feel like living. Then we can neuter to block the final attack if they try it again. Bam. Another Shariah? That's really funny. Okay, so really you need 4 to be able to try swinging. I'm just going to go 5 on lead. Swing into a Sanji. I can actually drop it as well. Yeah, that seems kind of fun. I need 2 2k counters to make Sanji live. You know, I'm still on 5 life. Like, I need 1 2k counter now, or 2 1ks. That tends to be how it works. But if they can't, like, we outed 2 things just by smacking into them. So, now they had a 2k. So Shariah definitely dies here, and we just don't have enough. Like, again, I looked and go, if we see Shanks, we can out one. We can out one, yeah. It doesn't save us. Being able to out one of my opponent's cards does not keep us alive. We need something that does the same thing. Like, obviously, there's no red version of Sanji or anything like that. Because black can remove black blue like navy can remove 2 things on the same turn, which is massive. We can theoretically, but it's not very likely because we don't going to keep the hand advantage that they do. Swing at lead, yeah, but near no trigger there. Swing at lead again. I'm having to use an entire turn to try and out one of their threats, and even this, I'm looking at it and going, oh, I can try and swing over Sanji. It's not going to happen, they're just going to block it, and they still have Sanji. Okay, so if I try the 5, then go up to 7k. Is there anything we can do there? Yeah, I'm going to try this. Attack into Sanji, use action, trash one to drop him by 2k. Which they block, I assume. But then we can still attack 7k into Sanji. They can't counter out that one, so that's fine. They have to block. It's a very simple question of, do they have any counter in hand? They didn't. Sweet. The thing is, they've now got 2 cards in hand and get their turn. And they actually have too much life to use their effect, which is kind of amusing to me. Another Mihawk. Sweet. I guess. We've got a blocker for that, and yeah, they've not attacked with the other one, so there's really not anything I can do here. I'm just going to deploy an end turn. They're playing very carefully. Thanks. It's just trying. I need to look at some of the some of the top end and see if there's anything that just generates more tempo, basically, because anything at the moment that just plays 2 cards just messes us up. 1 card we can deal with. I mean, even this, they played a Mihawk. Most of the time you can deal with that. I don't quite understand why they put that much on to attack, but sure. I guess I'd have 2 cards in hand. But yeah, that's still unnecessary. That's big. Potentially. I say it's big. It's potentially big. So how much is this on? 9? And he can get rid of a 3. So we'd need to drop him by 6. We can drop him by 4. if we find... I was going to say, well, what can we find that drops? I don't think film actually has anything that drops, does it? Let's have a look anyway. We can take a Shariah. I mean, we can kill Brule with it, so that's cool. 4. Attack. KO. And again, we're getting rid of one of them now. We actually get rid of both. Well, no, we don't get rid of both. I'm being silly. Attack at lead. We set up a blocker, got rid of one of them. We're a bit of a top deck battle, and they got another Brule. That's really funny. If you can tell, I don't think that's funny. I've attacked them once and they get... Yeah, that also checks out. I'm just about the idea of like an actual Revolutionary Army, like Red Black Sabo, like Revolutionary Army control thing of using Fire Fists, Raise Max, Lindbergh, Sabo. Like, it seems interesting. Do we care? I think if... Okay, he's dying either way here, right? Yeah, he dies either way. We can keep Shariah alive, though, because the only thing attack into his lead, and I can always counter out of that. Which does mean we, like, definitely get to a punch over Mihawk next time. I say definitely. They have 2 blockers, so not definitely. We are just going to do that, though. Fiesta? What can we get from that? Oh boy, 10-drop Shanks, which we can no longer play because we had to search with Fiesta. My reaction to this is sod it. Again, I know I didn't need to. I could have used like 3 less and then swung, but they're blocking it. It really doesn't matter. I guess 3 less it could have mattered. I would have got rid of both their blockers. And then sure, I would have died. And I probably died as well, but I don't know. Maybe not. I forgot they got rid of Lindbergh by Katakuriing it. I think it's a weird thing, because obviously Mihawk, Katakuri, Doflamingo are all just good cards anyway. The fact that in this deck, like in any blue deck now, you're just going to be able to go Sanji and then play it from top of deck is just going to be really scary. Even the thing of like, it's the reason I really want to test out the new OPO 7 Revolutionary Warlord stuff, because they get a new Jinbei. So we take damage there. Now, I'm fine taking one extra damage here. I can't take more than that, but 1 damage would be absolutely fine. I think we just lose because of a war of attrition. The fact that they've just gained an extra life somewhere in that as well, I don't even know what they did. They have... Yeah, they had one. They must have had 1 card in hand and just used effect and gone, I'll just gain a life. If anyone has any recommendations for what they think I could do, obviously say. Like, I'm always up to listening to suggestions. That's most of what I do with like any game. So we know now. So we know we can get rid of that, but it actually can't. I need to draw Otama or Fire Fist. Or Bello Betty to get Fire Fist, I guess. But there's potential here to just clear their board a bit. So we obviously have to Shariah here. I guess worst case. No, I'm being silly. I'd say worst case I can just play Shanks. But if I think if I play Shanks, I die. To be honest with you. Oh, they're stacking. I was like, what's taking them so long? They're looking at the Sanji and Mihawk at the top of their deck and trying to try to remember that they need to leave a space. I'm imagining it's actually pretty bad, but it's taking them this long. It's either really bad or really good. Typical. Yeah, like I say, it just really doesn't matter at this point. Kill that, swing 5k. This is my point. Like sometimes Shanks just doesn't actually help you because despite him being big and killing something, like I see him as quite similar to like Big Mom for um, Katakuri, like 10-drop Big Mom. It's good when you're winning. It just helps you push for game. Like it helps you get something else on board. Your opponent can't do anything about it, and then you just push through. But if you're in a position where you're losing, if you're in a position where you're losing, it just doesn't help you. And then another Bayesian life, 2 Katakuri and a Disappearing Hand. Yeah, that'll do it. So we're gonna have a look at some of the high-end red and purple cards. Like say, like 9 and 10 costs. And just see if there's anything that just generates a bit more tempo, or it allows you to potentially get rid of more than one big thing. 10 costs, there's what? There's nice, only if your leader has Animal Kingdom. Otherwise, actually not a bad choice. It gets rid of your own board as well, but I don't think that's like an awful thing. I think a lot of them are either you need to play them with, like a lot of purple and red, like top end, you need to play them when you're ahead. Like Shanks is really good if you're ahead. It just stops your opponent from being able to gain any momentum. Used as Captain Kidd, it's good if you're ahead and it just stops your opponent being able to take life and you can sort of battle them out with a bit of attrition. Luffy, he's really good for going for game when you're already ahead. Shanks, and just say Shanks, really good for trying to go for game when you're already ahead. Newgate, really good for controlling the board and stopping your opponent from taking life when you're already ahead. I mean, Rush Kaido? Maybe? Don -5 is big, though. KO one of your opponent's characters cost of 6 or less. It's cost-based removal in a deck that's all about attack-based removal. Just doesn't feel great. Again, rest 2 that costs 6 less. As soon as your opponent plays something that costs 7 and has 7k or 8k, you lose. And I think that's kind of just the deck's issue. Maybe more sports going to come out that allows them to do a bit more than that, but at the moment, it just kind of feels like there's high-end tempo missing. Like there's some good cards for getting rid of your opponents. Let's say 6 costs and less. But as soon as they can get more than one bigger card in, or play 2 big cards back to back, not even in the same turn, but if your opponent plays a 7 cost and you manage to out it, you probably use 2 or 3 cards to out it, and then they play another one, you go, right, I'm now out of cards and can't get rid of it. I think that's just the next issue. I think if you could ramp quicker up to the top end and stay ahead, it probably would work. Maybe I go back to just trying to ramp to absolute high hell again. Is that... Just see if that works. Like, the issue is that if, like, going second, your curve already is 2, 4, 7, 10. But that costs 4 cards from hand. 2 cards from hand. 2, 4, 7, 10. So by turn 4, you're playing a 10 drop. Your opponent can only play an 8 drop. So the 10 drop you're playing is getting rid of a... What? Yeah, like a 7 drop. Rather. So right, because theirs is... It's 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, like 5. One sec, my brain is actually not working. They go first and they're on 1, we go second, we're on 2. They go next, they're on 3, we go next, we're on 4. The next, they're on 5, we go next, we're on 7. They go next, they're on 6. They're on 7, sorry, they match us on that. Play whatever they're going to play. So yeah, 7 cost we can get rid of with Shanks, which is good on that turn and that turn alone, but I think past that, it just doesn't actually help you. I need to go to the toilet again quick, so I'm going to when I get back, I'll have another look from the thing of just trying to get, maybe even just getting there a turn. If we can get there a turn early, if we can get curve to what? I mean, even going first, we can get the curve on. So if we can have curve of like 1-3, 1-3-6-10, that thing. I'll talk about it when I get back. I just need to the toilet real quick. Okay, I'm back. So, I do quite like some of the Revolutionary Army stuff, I will say. Keeps it in the in sort of more aggro vein. So, like, so Zorajuro becomes a 4 of, because this is my point. We want to go. Hi. Dog started sneezing. She's alright. So we want our curve to be 1, 3. So we get to attack, so our next turn would be 6. And it's just on that turn if we're attacking the Zorajuro. Means 1, 3, 6, 10. So it just gets us there one turn earlier, but we're going first. So let's have a look at other 3 costs and see if there's anything else that does ramp you. If there's anything other than Zorajuro. If not, it's fine playing the 4 cost. Like I say, it's about getting there just a little bit earlier and trying to have that be maybe a little bit more helpful. This one's interesting. It costs another card in hand, meaning we're going to have no resource by the time we get there, but it doesn't need to trash anything in particular. Nah, it doesn't seem worth it. Like say 4, there's Ein, who we will play because she's film. So what if we say 1, 3, 6, 10? That's the curve we're looking for. Which just means the 4-cost cards are just significantly worse, but doesn't mean they're unplayable. You can still play them on the turn when you're on 6, right? No, it doesn't go to. It doesn't go to 6. It goes 1, 3, 5, 9, which still doesn't actually help with the Shanks play, does it? Am I being really silly? So we're going to be ramping on turn 3, the extra ramp. Oh no, we do still ramp because we ramp with leader once. Yeah, so it is 1, 3, 6, 9. I was being silly. 1, 3, 6, 10 rather. So obviously 3 cost we're playing Shariah definitely. Card is crazy. That's not what I clicked on at all. Is there any other 3 costs that we want to play? Like obviously we have Zorajuro and Shariah. Is there one more 3 cost just to guarantee the turn 2 play? Like I say, I ideally want it to be something around. I mean, I could just play Jack. We can just put 1, 3, 7, 10. But it's just, I think it's just uses too many resources. What film 3 cost? I think it was literally just the 2 vanillas for film 3 cost and Shariah. I guess you can just play a 2 cost on that turn though, right? I'm looking at Kobe, to be honest with you. Just means that we're safe for that turn. We're gonna have a look at Kobe. Obviously, again, that's not what I clicked on. There's a new version of him coming out in OPO7, I think it is. Well, I can Google it quick, but so for 3 costs we have these, and then for the next time we're on 6 we have Ein. Sabo. Tesoro. If I can find him, there he is. I mean, you can just play Miss All Sunday, right? She works. She just says draw one as well, because we're already on 6 when we play her, so it's just a get like we definitely draw. Yeah, I actually think Miss All Sunday could work. And then we go to the like 9 and 10 drops. So again, 10. I think 3 copies of Big Shanks is good. I think once you're a turn into seeing him, it becomes considerably worse very quickly. And it's just things for when you're already ahead, because we're trying to like turn 1 we're playing. I think I'm going to keep some of the Revolutionary Army stuff in here. So we've already got Sabo. I think Fire Fist's a crazy card. Kuma's really nice. And then like 2 Betty. And then the rest of things just 2k counters. So Fiesta, and there's 1 space left for 2k counter. We currently have, what is that, the only 2k counter? Yeah, it is. I'm taking Jack back out. I didn't think I'd put him in for some reason. Did I put him in? I could have sworn I put something else in. I guess Kuma's the other turn 2 play though, so that's fine. Oh no, I did. I put Kobe. We have Zorajiro, Kobe, Shiraya, Kuma. There's not enough top end in this one either, so I'm trying to get to the point where I can ramp and then be ahead of my opponent and play. So we'll take Kobe out. Whitebeard's really good. I do really like Tankos Luffy, I'm going to be honest. I think he's really, really solid. It might not be the most hot take I've ever said, but why are we... Oh no, might be really silly. We have an odd number. I was trying to figure out this. Like, we have an odd number of one of these cards, and I don't know what it is. It was Shanks. I think 4 Sabo is just crazy. I'm going to be honest. I really like it. And again, we can play the other Luffy, the 11 cost. That's just something's dying. Like that is 3 different 10 drops. Another 9 really, or an 8 even. Or the 8s. The 8s aren't worth it. Is the very simple answer to that. What about 7s? Maybe for that turn. I mean, Ben Beckman was the one I was playing because he's just big, but realistically, on the turn that we can play him, I'm not looking to. Oh wait, we want to put Otama back in. I completely forgot her for a second. I mean, to be fair, that is 8 cards that are 9 and 10 cost. No, it isn't. I'll put in the last Shanks. I'll give that a go. Just got this one ramp, which apparently is. I don't know why, but I would keep thinking R would be after you, but it just isn't. Okay, so we're going first, and we're going to mulligan that. Okay, so we have Zorojiro, which is massive. We don't have a turn 1 play, but that's fine. So no turn 1 play, doesn't matter. We've got a film card to trash for Ultra Effect, which is just a Shanks, but that's kind of why there's 4 of them, so I don't feel worried about trashing it. Which is not a particularly bad idea to do it. And then we'll attack, use action, and we'll get rid of Shanks. So next turn we're on 6. Well, wait, does he gain it? Yes, that's it as active. So if we take a damage this turn, which if we don't, I'd be surprised, then we get to be on 6 Don. Which means we can play Sabo, who can realistically just like kill wherever he has, because he's Zoro. He plays little things and plays a lot of them. Which might mean he's like one of our better matchups, but we'll figure that out. That looks like we're taking damage. Stop my stomach, like, actually grumbling. And we'll take 1 damage. Hey, look, it's a 10 drop that is pretty good. And then we can counter. I'm just going to counter with Kuma, like I know that I have the ability to play Sabo. And we'll counter with Otama there. Like I say, this is a very aggro deck. We do need the ability to just know that we are actually safe. So we're on 3, so I know that this attack into Nami, unless they counter out of it, does just kill. Oh, no, it's just... I'm being silly. I was thinking they were saying that Don that they were still gaining power, but they do not. There's no cards for Guild Tesoro to add there, which is the issue. Why I'm maybe less fond of it. We'll trash Tesoro there, because that means we're on 10 next turn, so we can play 10-drop Luffy. I mean, getting him up early doesn't actually feel bad to me, to be honest. I mean, we can also just wipe it. Like, either. Like, whatever he plays now, realistically, we wipe it, he's not dealing damage to us, and we can just hold the game out, hopefully. I might go for the other 10-drop Luffy, just because it does have the ability to not wipe my board, so I can then hold my tempo there, but he's very nice for just going for game. I'm kind of fine with Dazoro dying now, he's done his job. We don't Don minus a whole bunch, so... Damn, he's actually attacking. Yeah. Do I just play him? I mean, it's just a body, right? How much did he kill? 2k or less, so I can't get rid of it even with that, yeah. No target, but just a body. So, I mean, 7k of that, counter out of ID. I really don't care if it cancels out of it, like, it's fine. Then again, I'm just looking at Guild Story and being like, there's nothing here it can add. Again, 5k. Which I imagine he does counter out of. He does not. Strange. I kind of hoped he'd counter out of it, to be honest. I'm looking at that hand, and that's more worrying to me than anything else. I think I might take Tesoro out for Law Blocker, just because some people hold their hands, and Tesoro does well if there's a lot of Revolutionary Army stuff, but we're not actually playing that much of it, so he's just been kind of in hand as a film card, although I guess he is still a film card. Ew. What's that about? You're not being funny. 7k. 10k. He must just not have a lot of counter, right? If he's letting that, I mean, it's a 10k, so I guess that one is actually a bit scarier. Very simple question is, to Luffy or to not Luffy? I think we Luffy. And then we go attack, use action, trashing Tesoro to just gain arrested Don. He does counter out that, and then we go end turn, our turn again. Luffy effect. Uter effect. So, like, not be funny, next turn we just get to miss all Sunday to start pushing back up, and this one just means that we've taken more off of him. I don't know. Maybe the other 10 cost Luffy, the red one's better. I mean, to be fair, that's fine by me as well, though he's just let his hand get ripped to shreds. it's weird because I was like, oh, he'll just play loads of little cards, and he's just not. He's just not done that. Like, well, what do I do now? This where he just plays like 3 cost, puts like the Don on it and swings. Now 5 cost, Don on it and swings. Yeah. Yeah, I genuinely think that the Luffy just lost me that game. So we're gonna swap it for the other one. And like I say, I'm looking at Tesoro and he adds back Ein, Fiesta, Shariah. Which does probably mean we're just on too few film cards, to be fair. Should probably just have more Film 2K counters in the list, but I'm also just looking at him being like, well, he could just be a Film 2K counter. He could just be like, really, Saga. I think we keep giving it a go. Those changes could just massively help, so I'm going to go first. We do have a... So 136, we do have a ramp. We've actually got 2 of them, but happy to use... we have a searcher, which will add us absolutely nothing. Which is the issue with them, but sometimes, I think it's why the green ones work better. You sort of use it, you don't get anything off it. It's either a threat your opponent deals with, or you get to use it again. Whereas I think these ones maybe aren't worth it as much. I can drop them for maybe 2 copies of Tesoro. I mean, that just does kill, right? Yeah, I see no reason not to just take 1 out. But I guess it did. It meant that we got a film card, right? So that's like the perfect thing, but it did get us there. If only Kuma had like the same thing of Sabo of like, hey, up to 2 characters with attack less than 2k instead of 4k. I think that'd be really funny, to be fair. Just get rid of a 2k and a 0. But you counter him, you take him. I don't know if you can tell that I'm like slightly vibrating. I do the thing where I like my leg goes like weird and just sort of does that. I don't know how to describe it. That's as good as I can get. So I do like Miss All Sunday here just being a... To be fair, it's got a pretty good trigger as well. That's interesting. What do they play now? Perospero? Yeah, so I do kind of look at it and go, Jesus. I do kind of look at it and go, I mean, on 6 I actually couldn't even if I wanted to, but... I was thinking, oh, I could drop them by the 2k and then take them both out with the Sabo, right? 3. No, I wouldn't actually be able to. I'd have to take out Perospero at least, but I don't have a film card, so I do now, but I didn't have a film card. I was thinking yellow is a bad matchup because like you get hit by some unfortunate triggers and there's very little you can do about it. I think the reason that it's unfortunate much more than that is just their game plan is to stall you, and this deck needs to get set up early and keep everything they've got. Not everything, but keep enough stuff that they can force your opponent to be behind for the duration of the game. Realistically here, though, like we can kill Kikunojo, we have to trash... We can just trash Ein, I'm being silly. What was that? 2 on that, swing, use, trash Ein, drop her. So I don't really mind if they let this attack through, because I can just attack it again. Yes, they do. Which I would like to also be able to drop the pudding to just take it out. This is fine. Then we'll attack. So they just kind of keep trying stuff out, but obviously when you're against people who just... That might be funny. What was the life that case Kukanojo that added a life? And we just didn't have counter. We just do not have counter this game. This is actually ridiculous. You get an extra life, I guess. This is the thing, though. I like the deck is a tempo sort of control deck, but it's red-purple, which neither of them really does that. I mean, this is kind of nice, I guess. We do just get to go bye-bye Big Mom. But there's a good chance we still just do die here. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat it. We can't take out Pudding. He has 2 attackers, and we've not got counter. Well, I attacked in the right order, at least. Maybe there's 1k counter. Oh, and then 10 drop Big Mom. Why would they not do that the other way around? Kind of confused by that, if I'm honest with you. But, like, they're on 5 life still. I'm not being funny. We've dealt 2 damage to them, and they're on 5 life. Like, that's 3 damage, and they're on 5 life. Four damage, and they're on 4 life. Oh, are they? Ah, 4 life with a blocker, of course. How could I forget? Um, 3 life with, I say that's five attacks that have gone through. They've not counted out to them. We've dealt 5 damage to them, and they're on more life than us. But in fact, they have done 4 damage to us. So it just really doesn't matter at this point. Like, it's kind of what I mean. Like yellow, like I've dealt 6 damage to them in that game, and I lose because a bunch of their cards that I dealt damage to just went, actually, no. And they had an extra. It's only with 0, right? Yeah. But that's still an extra life. And they have another 10 drop Big Mom they can play to gain another life. So I had to do, 9 damage to them that game to win? But they are still just putting out threats. Like, Big Mom is fucking huge. You have to deal with it. Or it literally just slaps you. This will be the last game before I come off. And I think we're doing that with a grand total of 0 wins with Uta. Just a little bit sad. I'm going to keep that. We've got the ability for ramp. We've got a 2k and a 1k counter. We've got a film card to trash. I don't even know about Iron because like it's film, but I'm also like it could be any other film card. I would do the same thing. Get shunted to the moon. See a sugar and like no, be gone. So like now I'm just here like, oh well, I need to see another film card. We didn't. I say we need to. We're just going up to 9, which does mean we have Whitebeard to play. So that's actually kind of just okay. No film cards, so can't use effect, but they can block or counter. The next time we get to play Whitebeard, and we are at the moment at least we are ahead. What's this on block effect rest one? Yeah, I don't really care. Like we have 2 cards, they have 0. Obviously, it's their turn and they have 6 Don. They can do stuff with that. They can play what a 4 that knocks something out, or like swing and knock it out. I guess they've got too many cards in hand at the moment. Do they actually have too many cards? I'm saying that. If you have 6 or less, and they have 6, so yeah, they're fine. I will take this damage, even if I didn't have to. I probably would because why not? And then 9, we get to go Whitebeard. Swing 7. We've got some counter in hand as well now, which is nice. I think the curve's working better. The fact that we're going first, we're playing on the front foot, we're not letting them put something up and trying to deal with it. We are trying to build a board, but I think the fact that we are a removal deck means that's just a bit of a weird sort of play. Hopefully with more support in the future, this deck does become better, because it very much feels like it's nearly there. It doesn't even need to be filmsable. This thing just needs to be good, high-cost red and purple cards that are good for when you're behind. Just set up more than your opponent can deal with. I'm just going to counter out of that. You on 6k? Yes, we'll counter out of that as well. And they have Adon. Now to play Aramaki, who I cannot deal with, but we also don't necessarily need to, because we can just go. Yeah. Swing, activate your blocker. I dare you. These are things like, oh, we can't deal with this. It does kind of just say, you have a blocker? Damn. 8,000 power or less? Damn, your 8 cost blocker can just get busted. So you have to counter that, you just can't use your blocker, which is actually sick. Means they have to go in for Luffy as well. I didn't think that card was going to be quite as good as it was there, but literally they played a massive blocker their entire turn, just like, bye-bye. So we are still ahead, not just on life, but just in general, we are actually doing pretty well in the momentum. I mean, 2 more copies of Missile Sunday, it replaces itself, so while it doesn't... Aww. Knew I attacked on the wrong, I literally attacked with that, was in my head guide. I've done this wrong, I should have attacked first with Missile Sunday. Obviously no counter in hand is iffy. And I'm thinking I could probably swap Hein out for a different one, but then if I don't see Missile Sunday, I do see whatever else I put in, I'm still like, damn, that would have been an Hein, and I'd be fine. Rhyming was not intended, but here we are. So they're definitely trying to swing over Luffy here. Like, I can't counter out to it. It's like they're going to, but oh well. What do I need to drop this by as well, by the way? 4. So if I get Otama, Fire Fist. Is that on my cost removal? I need more cost removal, because like Whitebeard acts as removal, Sabo is removal, Kuma's removal. I'm gonna have a look at OPO, what's coming out on OPO 7, because it hasn't been updated in a little while, and I know there's other cards that just haven't actually been said yet. Intrigued for looking at big purple and red cards. Now there's Foxy Pirate, guys. Ooh, Keep Out, which is a Revolutionary Army / Impel Down red event, which is okay. Oh, that's sick. that's really crazy, actually. So for Revolutionary Army, they're getting support. They've got a 1-cost counter event, which says choose a Revolutionary Army character that until the end of your turn, that character gains plus 2k. That's your turn, not this turn. Your turn. So I just go, Luffy's dead. To be fair, I'm kind of like, oh no, Luffy's dead. Anyway, we now swing over Aramaki, and they've used their entire turn to get rid of almost their entire turn. Oh, that's actually slightly irritating, he says. That is actually... Oh wait, no, it still isn't annoying. Sabo just kills both of these. That's really funny. If we didn't already have him. Pop, pop. To the moon. Well, this game seems to be going pretty well. Oh, I forgot the lead has blocker. Oh, that's filthy. I completely forgot about that. They have to counter here, but that's fine. Like, they don't have to counter a lot. What else has come in from OPO 7? Moda from the Leluja Kingdom. I don't know who this is. On your turn, on play, give up to one of your Portgas D-Ace plus 2k power. That seems pretty awful, to be honest with you. Curly Dadan. That's 2k power shenanigans. Terrifying. Oh. I was there like, oh, that's actually really annoying because I don't know how to deal with that. Oh, they have Rocinante. I'm an idiot. Am I? I might be fine. I guess they still block this, right? And then, yeah, I lose. I just didn't see Rocinante. I don't think I had any other play anyway. I lose if they have 1k counter in hand. From 3 cards, you'd sure hope they do. I really like Missile Sunday, though. Yeah, well, they did indeed have it. Don't have a film card. What am I doing? Block. If they just counter out this one as well, yeah. Okay. So I needed a lot more than that. Was the answer. And I mean, we're on 2k counter in hand, so unless that was Fire Fist, like specifically. Ba-ba-bam. Maybe that felt good. I'm going to be honest. That like I know we lost, but that it felt better than it has. I think drop that and that to 3. And him to 3. Below Betty to 0 because whiffing off that felt awful. But that might just be like a. I guess you will with sometimes, but that's still. I then get to go back to 2k counters, which is what realistically what we were missing in that. That's me. Not 20k. You imagine 20k counter. And we want it to be a film card, so Shiki. Then we're still 1 card short, which might just be Shanks going back in, if I'm honest with you. Or another Luffy. We'll go Shanks because he's film. I know I said that is the last game, and I did mean it, so I'm going to have to come off now. And I remembered a thing, so I'm going to have a quick check on something. And then we are going to raid someone. The question being, who are we going to raid? Well, I've been doing Pal World streams, so that seems like a pretty good choice. And they've been online for all of 13 minutes, so I imagine they are still online. We're going to be raiding Lux of Zodiacs. He's playing Pal World. Checking that I'm spelling it right. Okay, he's currently got 1 viewer, so his layout looks quite nice. He's playing Pal World. Obviously, try and give him a chance. If you don't like the content, then obviously you don't have to watch it. I'm not going to force you, but do give it a chance. Say hi. Yeah, obviously any of that would be great. So we're going to raid him now, and I will be back on. I might be back on tonight. Depends whether I get my assets emailed over, and then also if I get them set up in time. So I'll keep you updated on my Discord channel. If you enjoyed today's video, please do drop a follow. It really does mean a lot. And we're going to go straight over to Lux of Zodiac. So give them warm welcomes and thank you. Bye. I said bye and then, well, it didn't work. Why didn't it work? Gonna try again. No, also didn't work. I'm gonna try seeing if there's anybody else online. I cannot find anybody else online, so instead we are going to keep watching One Piece and we're going to go raid that half-breed. That is his name. He's currently playing. What's he playing? I can't actually see what he's playing. Oh, he might actually be reacting. Oh, he's reacting to some actual gameplay. Blue Purple Croc versus. I can't see what that is. Need to zoom in. Oh, Boa Hancock. He's watching some OPO7 testing. Which I'm very interested in actually. So, like I say, same goes to this guy. This though, give him a warm welcome. He's actually rated us before, so I'm glad to be able to give back, even if it's not quite as many viewers, which obviously isn't your guys' fault, but I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, interact if you feel like it. If not, you don't have to, but just give him a chance and see. Thank you very much. Bye. I said it before the raid started again, didn't it? No, I used unraid. Why did I do that? I have to leave the screen up. Okay, we're raiding in 5 seconds. And cool. Thank you very much again. Bye. Talk to you later.